Listen up.
Welcome to the PowerShell Podcast, the podcast for PowerShell and the PowerShell community. And now, here's your host, Andrew Plaw.
Welcome to another episode of the PowerShell Podcast. I am your host, Andrew Plaw. That's at Andrew Plaw Tech on socials. Hit me up. And in fact, this week, I would love to hear from the audience. If you could share kind of where you are in your PowerShell journey and what you're struggling with right now, I'd love to hear. It'll inform the content we create going forward. If you could please do that, that would be splendid. Also, hi, we are here from TechMentor in Seattle. I'm with Sean Wheeler, recurring guest. I think most of you know him now, but Sean, welcome back to the podcast.
Thanks.
In person now. It's great to see you again. I think we see each other a few times a year now.
Yeah.
3 to 4. I think we might have seen each other 4 times in the past 12 months.
Yeah, I think so.
It's funny what PowerShell can do for you in terms of broadening your network. I was talking to someone earlier how wild it is, even just knowing people who live in different states, let alone across the world. There's people from different countries who are here. But there's a lot of people who go through their life who don't ever really interact with people who are outside of their immediate community or in their local office. And when you come to a conference like this, the beauty is all of a sudden you can create friends all across the world.
Yeah, I've made a bunch through the PowerShell conferences and speaking. And just being in the online user groups and even the PowerShell Wednesdays and hanging out and chatting, I feel like these are, my friends just as much as anyone local to me.
Exactly. Yeah, I think that's the right approach. It's more rewarding in so many ways to approach things from that kind of, we are really all friends ultimately. We're working towards the greater good together.
Yep.
And we're ultimately stronger together, and ties into open source a lot, but it really is such a vibe of just the PowerShell community, and really a little bit of the Microsoft adjacent community is pretty positively influenced by that kind of community vibe. But all right, we're kind of going deep. Let's go back a little bit. Day one, I got here on Sunday early in the morning, so I explored the city a little bit, had a good time, because I had to get ready, because Monday morning, you, Jason Helmick, Stephen Judd gave a presentation, and I shouldn't say presentation, a workshop for the entire day.
Yep.
About, what was it, learning how to be effective immediately with PowerShell?
Become immediately effective in PowerShell. And our goal with it is there's so much to cover and so much to learn about PowerShell. We start from the beginning, and it's not to try to teach you everything, it's try to teach you how to teach yourself.
Yes.
How do you learn, and what are the resources that are available? And you're not going to remember it all, but we have all the documentation. So how do you find it, and how do you leverage it?
Yep.
And continue your learning journey. And we try to hit the highlights. So you're there to hear it, and we talked about something. Now you can go look that up again later. You may not remember it, but it's not some totally foreign concept that you don't even know where to start, because we hopefully gave you the path.
Yeah, and I think that's a lot of what you need to do. When you learn something new, you need to create that kind of mind map of what all exists out there and whatever you're doing. You can't learn it all instantly, but you need to create that understanding of what you maybe need to learn and what you'll stumble across as you dive deeper and maybe run into some of the edge cases of PowerShell. But what's cool is I think a lot of us have gone through similar struggles in learning things, and we can share that perspective. Places like these. I think you guys had a lot of call-outs during your talk that warned people about some things that could catch you.
Yep.
Now, you also talked about profiles, and those who have been listening for a very long time know that I love profiles. I think they're core to the PowerShell experience if you're actually using it. If you want to say you're pretty fluent with PowerShell, maybe at least the intermediate level, you're going to be using a profile. So, hey, there's a shortcut. Just look up about profiles, learn a little bit about profiles, create a profile, and all of a sudden, hey, there you go. You're at a new level of being able to customize your experience and all that kind of thing. So what did you talk about in your talk?
So my talk teaches you about all the differences between the versions of PowerShell, so PowerShell 5.1 on Windows and PowerShell 7, and then the differences across platform, running PowerShell 7 on Windows, Linux, and Mac OS. What are the differences? So the goal at the end of it is you can create one profile script that'll work in any environment, but you've done defensive coding around the differences. So we can't make it all work the same in every environment, but you can avoid the pitfalls that make it where it won't work. So there's workarounds from almost everything.
And I think a lot of that type of thing, it's very helpful to know about maybe things that aren't instantly apparent when you're just running commands at the terminal. Like one thing I think that comes to mind that maybe we need to cover at PowerShell Wednesday in the future is all of the kind of built-in variables that people may not know if they haven't run get variable or read some of the help documentation, because there's a lot of really helpful stuff that is available as a built-in variable that you don't need to define yourself. It's kind of just there.
Yeah, there's the built-in variables, and then there's the preference variables, which are a different kind of built-in variable, and those control how things behave. You can change your preferences.
Yeah. Like, let's talk about that a little bit, because I think some people may not have stumbled upon that. So, like, maybe like what kind of preferences, like verbosity or?
So all of the things like verbose and debug and error, warning, the preference has a default value. So error messages will always display by default. But if you don't want to see them, you can set the preference to silently continue. And you can do that with any of those, the verbose, the debug, and so on. Or you can have them, stop execution if you want. And what people don't realize is they think about these in terms of global settings. So I make this change, and then it's going to be that way in the rest of my session. Well, no, you can change, just like any other variable, you can change it within a script scope.
Yeah.
So within your script, you can essentially turn off error messages, but when the script exits, the scope of that variable change that you made goes away, and you're back to the default setting. So you don't have to worry about setting it back. You can change it, but you don't have to worry about setting it back.
Okay, interesting. Now, if people want to learn more about these preferences, what's the help article for that?
It's about preference variables.
Okay, perfect. What's your favorite help article? If you had to pick one, there's a lot of good ones out there.
Oh gosh!
And I think I would like for this one to stick to the more conceptual help, like the about topics.
The about topics, yeah. Gosh, I don't know. I think one of the ones I use the most, I would say, is about functions advanced parameters. Because when you're scripting and you want to do things like accept pipeline input, you have to know how to set all of that up. And that's the article that explains all of that.
Okay. When you look at a help result, what do your eyes go to first? If you had to scroll to one particular part of the output, what's your go-to? Is it examples? Is it synopsis?
Oh gosh, I don't know.
I'm asking the hard questions. I didn't prep you for this either.
No.
You got to pick a favorite child today.
Well, okay. So if we're talking commandlet reference and not conceptual, I think I'm usually there for the syntax block at the top.
Show you how to use the command.
Yeah, I want to see what options are available. And then beyond that, I mean, synopsis is okay, but the description section is after that. And that kind of tells me what it does and how it's used. We're not to examples yet, but it's conceptually, is this going to do what I want it to do? And then the examples follow that and give me example use cases that I can build on from there. But sometimes I want to know kind of what it's about and what parameters are there. So it's that top section there.
Nice. Well, I think I am maybe wired differently than you, because I literally go straight to the examples every single time. Because usually, like, by the time I read the first, I get the idea of it. The second one, it might be exactly what I'm trying to do, and I just move about my day.
Yeah, I want to know the whys and wherefores first, and then the examples. I can either figure those out myself or whatever. Maybe I am wired different.
No, I think there's a thoroughness to it.
Yeah.
It's helpful to know how things actually work and not just go to the examples. But oftentimes I'll, as part of the troubleshooting process, I'll figure out if it doesn't work. But I'm all about, I have this idea, let's get it down as soon as possible, and then we can refine after that. Yeah, because otherwise, you never know what pops up. What was it like presenting with Judd? I know you've given workshops with him before.
We've done a couple, and I love working with both Jason and Stephen. And I've done the three of us together and separately several times. And I love the interplay. We play off each other, and we work really well together because. Well, we plan and we prepare, and we know where each other are going, right? But we can improvise.
Yeah.
And not step on each other's toes. We support each other, and it's great. And I hate presenting solo because I think a dry presenter. I lay out the facts. I have some stories to tell, but I'm not the funny guy. But when I draw off their energy and can joke around with them, and it really ups my presentation game.
I completely agree. Anyone who's been to PowerShell Summit knows the past couple, maybe even 3 years, I don't know, I've done co-presentations.
Yeah.
Because I enjoy, oftentimes I've been with like a first-time speaker. I really enjoy that process of like going through that kind of struggle and challenge together and being there for each other, but also that live dynamic of actually, we all want whenever we give presentations to have like audience interaction in some regard. Maybe questions would be nice at times, like that silence of everyone kind of just at their laptops. Is not great.
You can throw those questions to each other.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You create that kind of, it's more of a we're all here together kind of thing. And it's very easy when you're giving a presentation to get kind of lost in the details. And having someone else there to kind of pull you back and like, hey, remind you of the bigger picture where, we're trying to teach X, Y, and Z, not W.
You're right.
But are you enjoying the dad jokes from Steve and Judd more now? Where are you with that? Because I think you've gotten a couple.
Yeah, I mean, it's part tolerance and part appreciation. I love his commitment to the bit.
He is. He is committed.
And I appreciate that he can do that because I can't.
Yeah.
So
he's wired for it. I tell him, and I really mean it. Man, just if you get into rapping, you could change the game. All right, just dedicate that part of your brain to rap skills instead, and we might have world's #1 freestyler. It could happen in our lifetime. We'll have to stay tuned for that. But hey, here we are, TechMentor.
Yep.
Bellevue, Washington. We're at the Microsoft campus during the day. Tonight, it looks like we are in prison because we are in the hotel lobby near a closed store with bars down. But Sean Wheeler, it's been a pleasure, my friend.
Thanks for having me.
Those who have really listened for a long time know that maybe Sean Wheeler is a fan of Buc-ee's. And I'll have you know, I went to Buc-ee's and I won't be returning. It was a little too many people. I went to a busy location, whatever the case may be. But you know what? Give Buc-ee's a try and let Sean and I know what your experience is like.
Yeah.
Are you pro Buc-ee's? Are you too many people? Where are you on that? You're pro Buc-ee's.
I'm pro Buc-ee's.
Yeah.
But I have one in my hometown, and I go there maybe once a week.
Yeah.
And they can be overwhelming. There's other ones that we've been to that are just crazy busy.
I feel like if I was ready for it,
Yeah.
if I knew it, I would be like prepared. But I walked in and I was like, I didn't know where the line was. I couldn't tell if people were like fighting each other to get to the checkout line. There were so many people. Maybe I'll go again and give it another shot.
Yeah. Find a different one or go at a different time when it's not so busy.
Yeah, and for those who don't know or who maybe are not in the United States, Buc-ee's is a gas station. So if you're going on a long road trip, you'll see signs for Buc-ee's and you'll go there and there's like probably at least, I'd say about 60 gas pumps or so, maybe 50 or so.
More like 100.
Really?
Yeah.
A lot. So it's like a sea of cars. has its own traffic going on. But you go inside, they do have some good food if you're on a road trip.
Yeah, the food's really good. They're famous for their clean restrooms, and it's crazy. They're crazy immaculate.
Yeah, I guess if you really need to go there. Whenever I went there was a line, but hey,
Yeah.
let us know. Everybody, enjoy the rest of your night or whatever you're doing. And we're going to have more podcast bar sessions from TechMentor coming up right ahead.
This is the PowerShell Podcast.
Most of you know the PowerShell Podcast is sponsored and made possible by PDQ. I've had questions from listeners asking, what's PDQ and what do you do? Well, we help IT teams automate endpoint management. PDQ Connect is our cloud-based tool for real-time software deployment, patching, scripting, remote access, and vulnerability management. It's fast, flexible, and built for people who just want things to work. If you want to see it in action, head to pdq.com/podcast and check out our interactive demo. No signups, no emails, no credit card, just a fast and easy way to explore how it works. That's pdq.com/podcast. Automated endpoint management that doesn't slow you down.
Now, back to the PowerShell Podcast.
Welcome to another episode of the PowerShell Podcast. Bar sessions, sort of. We are technically no drinking. I have a coconut water, and we're actually at the Microsoft campus right now. And did you know in this building that we're in, Building 33, there is a piece of the Berlin Wall, like right down the hallway?
I did not know that.
You did not know that. Literally at the end of the hallway where we all turn right to go to the sessions,
Uh-huh.
at the end of that hallway, there's a big piece of concrete with like graffiti on it. It's part of the wall.
The more you know.
The more you know. There's apparently, I talked to Jason Helmick earlier today, there's tunnels too, like steam tunnels at Microsoft.
Oh, yeah. The whole underground infrastructure is crazy.
And there's like an art team that moves art around between each building and like curates it and separates the vibe, and like it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, campus is pretty amazing. I walked over to building 92 earlier. It took me like 20 minutes.
Oh, yeah, it's weird when you can Uber from your company to the other part of your company, and it would be a long enough drive that it would be like a $10 Uber at least. Like
Right.
That's a big campus. I think they even have shuttles to get people around. But
They do.
what day are we on, man? Where are we? What's going on?
It's Wednesday, I think. Technically,
It is Wednesday, yes.
Yeah, technically it's day 2 of the conference because Monday was the pre-cons.
Okay.
So I just finished up my last session.
Okay. How was that?
It was good. 25 minutes is not near as long as you think it is.
Yeah, it slips by, especially when you're passionate about the topic.
Right. It was like 15 minutes in. I was like, oh crap, I only did 1 of 6 sessions, so sped through them.
Nice. What was the topic for this talk?
We're doing PowerShell outputting formatting.
Oh, nice. Okay, yeah.
That's right. We looked at CSVs, export Excel, and HTML.
Oh, import Excel?
Yes.
Oh, yes. Now that's one of those game changers. Like once you can start dealing with the different types of files and formats, you're able to connect things in different ways, whether they're like IT systems or you're talking with Samantha in accounting and it's like a CSV or Excel. You know, you have tools to interact with all these things.
Right. Managers want to see Excel files, not CSVs.
Yeah. What's your go-to output format?
Oh, usually CSV.
Me too, because it's also human readable, like just commas,
Right.
you know
Yep.
what I mean?
And Excel can open it just fine.
Exactly. Yeah, you don't need Excel installed to open it either, like not XLSX. That's fair. So you're not an HTML guy?
No, not really.
All your PowerShell commands you output to HTML and then open them in a web browser.
Oh, you could. I don't know why you wouldn't. but You could.
You could do a lot of things. But is that the only talk you gave was today?
Yeah, that was my only one today. Yesterday would have been day 1. I talked with Jason Helmlick. We co-presented a 75-minute session, and we just went through PowerShell through the ages. Started at V1, worked our way up through VNext, and just kind of hit the milestones with each session, with each version, why they were important.
Nice.
A lot of the milestones that came out of those.
Yeah, I've talked to a few people here today, and I always try and reiterate that PowerShell was the first open source project at Microsoft.
It was the second, but
Oh, what was the first? OpenSSH?
.NET Core.
So it followed along with .NET Core.
Yeah,
Well,
so .NET Core was the first open source, and then PowerShell's right on the heels, because obviously you can't open source PowerShell because it runs on .NET Core unless semantics.
well, dang it, I'm technically incorrect.
Yeah, but
Listen,
like
we're in there.
They were like a month behind each other.
Yeah, okay. We're pushing the same rock. But yeah, that was a pretty wild one. What are some of the weird things in PowerShell's history? Maybe you covered a couple of them.
Let's see. We're talking about remoting is my favorite feature. I think it came out in V3. No, it came out in V2. So it's always one of the. There's a fantastic story in Shell of an idea. about, Snover wanted to use SSH originally. And they're like, no, you're going to use WinRM because we spent too much money investing in that. So that's one of the battles that he lost. But the whole story is in the shell of the idea.
Nice. Check that book out.
Yeah. And then we talked about version 4 a little bit. Nothing really fancy came out in V4, but it was there.
Yeah. I remember V3 was one where like things before that and things after that were different. Like the blogs that you could read and would be applicable. It was a game changer.
So V3 was a complete rewrite from the ground up.
Yeah.
V1 and V2 were written, they shipped, they were important. V3 is when things actually started working, is when adoption started happening.
Yeah.
It's also the first version that was in the box.
Which was a pretty big deal.
It is a pretty big deal.
What was the first PowerShell module that was shipped in PowerShell that was not written by the Microsoft team? Was it Pester?
Written by the PowerShell team?
Not written by the PowerShell team.
That would probably be Exchange. Well, so the reason
Microsoft, not Microsoft.
Okay, not by Microsoft.
That was shipped with PowerShell. I'm pretty sure it was Pester.
That sounds right.
Yeah. There was a certain version for a while that like would come pre-installed, and then you try and get the latest, and then
you'd have to uninstall it, do a force.
Yeah.
Then you'd have side-by-sides, and it was great. Yeah.
So hey, if you were alive during that time period going through PowerShell, if you remember that, hey, send us a message. Say hi. We love talking with other PowerShell people. But nowadays we're in like 7 world, right?
Yes. 7.5?
I think it's 5.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, and 7.6 is in preview mode right now.
Yes.
7.5.2, I believe. Can't hold me to that, but I think that's right.
So this is not an official announcement, but if you had to make a prediction, you think we're going to move to PowerShell 8? And is it in the near future, or where do you think? And this is a guess. We haven't been like told.
Yeah, I don't see moving to version 8 anytime soon.
Yeah.
Unless someone decides that the minor numbers are getting too large.
Yeah. No, I don't think we're anywhere near that.
No, because 8 would indicate like a major groundbreaking change, and I don't see that.
I think that's not really so much the purpose of PowerShell 7, right? We had 6, which was like an intermediary as we kind of move things, and then 7 was like, okay, now that we've done all that hard work, here we are. Do you hear people deploying PowerShell 7 to all their devices for like management? Or do you find that people are using PowerShell 7 if you're actually a consumer of PowerShell, you use it yourself?
Yeah, most people who are using PowerShell 7, they're not deploying it fleet-wide. It's yet another thing that has to be installed. Of course, that's gotten a lot easier over the last little bit, but we wish more people would. But it's a side-by-side installation. It can't ship in the box. Yeah. There's a whole tons of reasons. We can do a whole other podcast on that if you want, on why it can't ship. A lot of people ask.
A lot of people ask. I talked about it. We did lunch with like table topics. Mine was PowerShell in the age of AI. And we were really just talking about PowerShell, to be honest with you. And yeah, it came up. It's like the challenges of shipping it and it being available. And 5.1 is available, right?
Yeah, so 5.1 is there.
It's on the box.
It's feature complete, but it is not sunsetted. It is still there.
Yep.
And of course, it has to be supported for next 10 years. Every time operating system come out, 10 years has to be.
Yeah. So it's kind of like your go-to way of managing your devices where it's already there. Maybe you can't deploy it, which I think highlights why it's so important, regardless of where you are in your PowerShell journey or your company's journey of implementing it and using it more. Now is the time to implement security best practices and configure PowerShell remoting securely. Now's the time.
And
whether
use
you're
SSH.
late or early. Yeah. Is that the go-to these days?
It should be.
Yeah. I think it is.
Yeah, it is definitely the future. It is the way we're moving. I've given a couple talks on that already. Just for context, like the WinRM team at Microsoft is not there. Mm-hmm. It's the SSH, the Open SSH team.
Yeah, kind of consolidating those efforts in an open source way, which is kind of cool. Definitely not the Microsoft of old. Something you'd see.
No, lots of changes.
Yep.
For the good.
For the good. And like all things computers, always changing, always we have to learn new things. Keeps us busy, keeps conferences going, I guess, too. Always new things to teach about.
You got to keep us busy.
That's right. I feel like the same thing is true for so many aspects of life. Like imagine being an artist and you're trying to, not that artists keep up with all the latest art technology, right? They kind of pick their medium and maybe they specialize, but even that industry, like now there's tablets, so many artists, like tattoo artists, they draw everything on a tablet and print it out and then do it on your body. It's interesting when the changes to technology ripple out to the non-IT areas of life.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, we live in a bubble, kind
sure.
of, but that whole ecosystem is it's there.
I think we're seeing the same thing with AI now, where it's like, if normies are talking about it, okay. We're doing something, I guess. What's your go-to way of using AI these days?
I use it to help write PowerShell code.
Yeah.
It doesn't write it for me. That's one of the big things is you still have to understand what's happening.
Yes.
But if I have a problem, it's definitely my go-to these days.
Yeah, and PowerShell is, we're lucky. Some people will complain, oh, it's too verbose. I get you, use aliases and move on with your day. But the benefit of that verbosity is you can read the output, and it's very human readable if you were to get some AI output. And if you know PowerShell, which this is the key part, you need to be to a certain level of proficiency to be able to kind of reliably trust yourself. And I think the dangerous thing about, like, at a certain point you'll be able to trust yourself, and you don't know when you're there. And there's that like Dunning-Kruger effect where, like, very early on you may be a little overconfident in the results. And yeah, so I guess at my table topic we talked about that because I am interested in what the new perspective of someone getting into PowerShell, because we struggle with people moving away from point and click because maybe they'll have to invest an hour kind of learning PowerShell for the first time to feel comfortable with it, and that's their burden. And maybe over time with AI that can be shortened a bit, but the thing is with AI you just ask for the answer and then it's even easier. And you would have to invest the time difference between actually learning it versus just throwing something out there that'll maybe work.
Yeah, it's kind of like the old days. Like, it's nothing new. We had Stack Overflow for a long time, and if you didn't know what you were doing, you could go Stack Overflow.
Same exact
And
thing.
someone else had already asked the question. You just copy and paste the code.
Yep.
That doesn't make you a better. That doesn't help you at all.
No, and it can even be more confusing, right? A great example that I fell into way before the age of AI was I got something from AD, did a select object and output some properties, but it used, I can't remember what it's called, whenever you like add a property in select object, using like what's it called?
You can build you make your own custom object with a hash table.
Yeah, exactly, within the select object, and I saw that, and there's all these characters I've never seen. It's not part of a default way. You just call a command with parameters.
Yeah,
like what's this other thing?
brackets, at symbols.
And then you just get overwhelmed and you just end up running it anyways. And you lose more time troubleshooting those kinds of things if you don't invest the time to actually learn.
Exactly. And then you come back a month later and you're like, what happened?
Yeah. And if you're using just whatever AI gives you all the time and you don't have it really dialed in, you're going to be following different practices through all your code, different ways of doing your tabbing and all that kind of thing, which can increase how hard it is to maintain your scripts. But yeah, always a good reminder, PowerShell is a language. You should use it so you can become better at it.
Yep, AI should not be a crutch. It should be a tool in your toolbox, but you have to know how to use a hammer. You can't just
absolutely, and it's worth the
blindly
time.
do it.
Because outside of even just understanding PowerShell more, if you learn PowerShell to a higher level, you'll be able to think differently about problem solving. And that will change even the way you use AI and approach every single task you'll encounter at work, because now you have this framework for automating all of your troubles away. What's a new tech you're excited for?
Oh, that's a tough one.
Maybe not new, but new to you, or something you're kind of, you're coming around to it.
I think for me it probably is AI, because I'm still I didn't jump on the bandwagon until like very recently.
Yeah.
So it was like I knew it wasn't a fad, that it wasn't going to go away, but it was not something that I wanted to invest time in.
Yeah, let the tools develop and mature. They will.
Exactly. And the part of it is like they're moving so fast.
Yeah, yeah. And then models are changing, and then your expected results are kind of changing. Your expectations may be changing. What about DSC?
I'm really excited about DSC. I was in Jason's talk this morning.
Yep.
Demoing DSC v3, and the fact that you don't have to have PowerShell. In DSC v1 and v2 it was like PowerShell or nothing. Like that was your only option. Now you can run it wherever you are, whether you're on a Mac, Linux, and Azure, doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think you mentioned some Ansible support as well.
Yeah,
So it's kind of branching out instead of just being a PowerShell thing. It's more of like a industry kind of thing that can be adopted by all these different people.
And if you're, of course, if you're in PowerShell, you can use it with PowerShell just fine. But if you're in Go, you can use it in Go. If you're in something, whatever these other languages, I don't know that you can do. It's wherever it meets you wherever you're at.
Yeah, and I think that also is kind of something true about PowerShell. You can use built-in utilities. You can call Python from PowerShell, and we're not the type of community where it's like everything needs to be PowerShell all the time. If I can leverage C# to do something awesome,
right? Yeah.
It's cool if it solves your problem. That's what we're ultimately going for. And PowerShell's our way.
Use the right tool for the right job. PowerShell is not always the right tool, but most of the time it is.
And sometimes there's going to be multiple right tools. It's like a flavor choice.
Right.
Nothing wrong with that. Ultimately, the principles that we should be following regarding like doing things the proper way apply to all the languages and all the ways we could solve the problem or feed the cat. See, I've been saying that lately. There's many ways to feed a cat. So what are your plans for tonight? We doing anything?
I think we're going bowling.
I think we are.
It was
We
either
may
that
may
or
not
that or
actually
go
bowl.
into Seattle. But yeah, I mean, I don't actually bowl. I'm going to go watch people bowl.
Yeah, if I were to go, it would just be too many strikes in a row. People would be feeling bad.
Yeah, it made people feel
Kind
bad.
guy.
Look out for the other people, right?
I went and played. I never bowl, but I went and played with my cousins, and they like go to leagues and stuff. And I got like the luckiest. Like I don't even put my fingers in the bowling ball. I just am chucking this thing, and I got lucky like 4 times in a row and got like some strikes.
Did you get turkey?
I don't know what that is.
3 in a row.
Oh, 3 in a row. No, I didn't get 3 in a row. But I had like 4 over like 5 to 6 different goes, and then I missed a ton. I lost every other game out of there. But I beat them for that one game, man, and I did not let them.
Never let them down.
No, so maybe I'll have a glory.
Yeah.
Glorious.
I usually play bowling like I play golf. Like lowest score wins. I'd say I don't play golf either, but yeah.
Have you ever played golf?
Once. That's how I know I don't like it.
Yeah. It's the type of thing you have to invest a lot of time in to be good. And I'm like,
Yeah, time and a lot of money.
yeah, time and money.
Yeah.
And I'm the type, like, I have to be careful about the hobbies I choose because I know I'm going deep. Whatever they are, I am going all in. And I think fishing might be the next one.
Oh, okay. Fishing is relaxing.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's not that expensive unless you get into a boat.
Nah, exactly. I'm trying to resist all
No,
those urges.
you
'cause
need to find a friend that has a boat.
yes.
That's
exactly.
the key.
Hey, everybody, Gainesville, Florida, if you have a boat and you like PowerShell, say hi.
Andrew paid to buy the gas.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll bring the extra rods. I'll bring shrimp, whatever you need. Looking at the year ahead, we got some, well, I guess next year.
Right, yeah,
talking
we're already-
PowerShell Summit, man. We're coming back to...
It's August already.
Yes.
Yeah. It's
So,
crazy.
Kind of wild. April of this year, we were here. And April of next year, we'll be here as
Yeah.
well.
We'll be back again. Yeah, PowerShell Summit. CFP's open until the 15th of August. It might get extended out. Can't hold me
I think
to
this
it.
goes out after the 15th.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. So, the CFP closes on the 15th. So,
And
yeah, we'll
there might be a link to add it if there's something that happens. Who knows?
We'll see.
Check the show notes. You never know what's going to happen in the future.
But yeah, it's gonna be a great time. We're gonna be back here in Bellevue. Not here. We're not gonna be in Microsoft Center, but we're gonna be at the Maidenbauer again. It's just gonna be a fantastic time. I've been watching the CFPs as they come in, and some of them I'm already having a hard time building my schedule, and we haven't even gone through the review process yet. It's
Nice.
I think we were at 85 sessions last night. We're at 100 today,
Yeah.
and we still have another 4 or 5 days before it closes.
I won't tell you. I have one talk in there. It's a group talk. I'm not going to say what it was, but I'm very excited at the idea.
We'll see.
I mean, I'll be there regardless because I am the director of community engagement for Summit this year. So I'm excited to see what we can do in the community to take things to the next level. Meeting so many good people too.
Yeah, and we got on-ramp coming back.
Yes.
Mike Robbins doing a fantastic job with that.
And iterating, really taking what he can from each year.
Exactly. Yeah,
cool.
he takes the feedback to heart.
Yeah.
And really does what he can to improve. I think I heard there's going to be less content and more hands-on labs this year. I think it's kind of what I heard.
Yeah. I'd say for Mike Robbins, he takes the feedback to heart, but also he puts his heart into it. Like he really cares about helping people and helping them learn PowerShell.
Summit was over, and by the next week, he was already working on the plan for next year.
Yeah. Gosh, I was just saying so many nice things about Mike Robbins.
Right.
He is such a sweet guy, though. And he knows his stuff so well. He reminds me, they're similar job, but Sean Wheeler.
Sean.
They do the technical work quite well. And they're very connected and know a bunch about PowerShell, but also they're in the community doing what they can when they can.
Yeah. Sean's here with us. I don't know if you've talked to him yet.
I have talked to him.
Yeah. So he's here as well.
Yep. Sean Wheeler. Yeah. It's so cool to see. I think PowerShell team is one of the best teams at Microsoft.
Right. And of course, let's not forget about the scholarship opportunities we have for the on-ramp. So those are going to open up November 1st and run to the end of the year.
Okay.
But we'll pay for your flight, your hotel, and your entry into the on-ramp program.
What?
Yeah. So it's like $8,000. That's like an $8,000 value.
Keep your eyes on that. We're going to talk about it again whenever we get ready to do that.
Right.
We'll do another podcast
Perfect.
and talk about it because, as I've said on the podcast a few times, I was fortunate enough to receive the first scholarship they ever did back in 2018.
Yeah. That wasn't even
Changed my life.
on-ramp.
No,
We
there was
just
no
threw him in, and it was here we are.
Yes, heck of a journey, and it just speaks to a lot of people's lives have been changed by PowerShell Summit and the community at large. And yeah, I'm one of many, and you can join us for free if you're not in a place that can send you or afford to send yourself. Hey, great way to kickstart your career.
Yep. PowerShellSummit.org/onramp.
Boom. Is it live now?
It is, yeah.
Okay, awesome. We got the CFP going, we got that going, and we'll be back having a good time. I'm looking forward to that. I know some listeners out there who've been planning on coming.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Early bird tickets are on sale right now. Save a lot of money.
Yeah. No, I think that if you're in a spot where you can make it to a conference, any conference whatsoever, you should really try and do it and get your feet wet. And then as time goes on and maybe you find different employers or find yourself in a different financial situation, attend those ones that are on your bucket list.
Yeah. And if you want to know what content we've had in the past, don't forget our YouTube channel has almost every session since 2016 is when we started recording those.
Yep.
So the 2025 ones dropped last month, something like that.
Yeah, no, those are incredibly helpful.
Right. So, I mean, there's hundreds upon hundreds of hours of content. Most of it is still pretty relevant today, too.
I'm trying to think how many hours of PowerShell Summit specific talks I've watched. I would say probably 40 to 50 hours worth. Some I'll just come back to. They're just too good. I think like every year there's like 1 to 2 that are kind of gonna be around for a while in terms of what they talk about or just how good they are. Mikey Lombardi's talk comes to mind.
Oh yeah, his D&D talk. We still talk about that.
Yeah.
One of these days we're gonna get him back and he's gonna do it again. He'll do the second part. There is a second part. He just hasn't had a chance to do it yet.
That'll be great. Yeah, it's been fun to see him at Microsoft and seeing where DSC is now. One of the things I want to talk to Jason and I think Michael as well at some point is just there's been a lot of journeys in PowerShell. When you're trying to make things happen at any org, let alone a big org, it takes time and you have to have that vision. And it's cool to see that they've had such a long-term vision and a lot of things have kind of come true now. And there are still things that are yet to come true that we get to experience as people who are in this community seeing the language grow.
Yeah, of course, like I said, everything they do is open source, so you can follow along with them.
Yep. You know how I know I'm getting old?
The gray hair.
The gray hair, yeah, that. And I'm starting to enjoy watching people join the Microsoft PowerShell team and seeing their careers flourish, because I've been around long enough. I remember when Stephen Bucher was hired and he was a young gun and he was, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, and now he is so wise and doing his thing. And man, I remember him. And now he's.
And I'm still mad that he's younger than me.
Oh gosh, he's got it, man. Yeah, good guy, and just so many good people in the PowerShell team. They have an interesting culture, which I think we've all been impacted one way or the other. It trickles out.
Right. Yeah. Jeffrey
Snover back in the day. They have a wall. Did you see they have a plaque with everybody who's been here for 25 years?
25 years, yeah.
Yeah. That's a quarter of a life if you live a very long time.
Sean's on there.
Yeah, Sean is on there. I think Michael Green is destined for there pretty soon here. A lot of folks there. James.
Andrew.
Here's a question for you. Do you put, the sidebar in VS Code?
Uh-huh.
And there's a right answer and a wrong answer to this question. Where do you prefer to put the activity bar in VS Code? The default location on the left or on the right?
It's on the left.
Oy, oy, oy. I can't judge you.
If Microsoft thought that was a good idea to put it there, then, they have.
Listen, all right? Sometimes you got to think outside the box.
Follow the recommendations.
Here's my take, people. If you haven't heard of this before, you got, in my opinion, it's great to keep it to the right. If you press Control-B, right, the sidebar, big, small. If it goes big and you're looking at code, if it's on the left-hand side, it shifts it all to the right. If it's on the right-hand side, the starting of every single line stays in the same spot, all right?
Well, I have a 27-inch monitor, so I always have it. It's always popped out.
And I'm struggling out here, PDQ, give me a 4K.
Ultra wide, 49.
Yeah,
49
no,
inch.
I mean ultra wide. I want to look like I'm in a flight simulator. All right, let's talk modules, man. So we talked Import Excel.
Right.
Excellent module. If you haven't heard of it, every time I say it on the podcast, people are like, "Oh, I haven't heard of that." So
go find it. It's great.
Please, if you're interacting with CSVs or Excel, there's so much content about it as well. Dive in. But what are some other modules that you find are helpful for those people who are dabbling with PowerShell but maybe haven't explored those kind of core ones?
Burnt Toast is a good one.
Burnt Toast is a great one. New version just came out. Burnt Toast. Ayo.
So so in case you don't know, the little annoying notification above your clock, it's called a toast notification. So burnt toast is how you can manipulate those and create your own toast notifications using PowerShell.
Yep. I think it's like new burnt toast notification and you're off to the races.
Super great, super helpful.
Yep.
Josh is great too. Support Josh.
Josh is awesome. Yeah, Josh is one of those early mentors for me. He used to do content actually. He would stream coding PowerShell stuff. And he's in New Zealand, so I would wake up at like 4 a.m. to catch his live stream. Because in those days, like being able to see someone operate PowerShell, like you could just, for me, it was a world changer because I didn't know anybody who could actually code PowerShell in person.
Oh,
never met a single one. You know, it's all been reading books and stuff like that. So I think that's what a lot of people liked about the MBA PowerShell series.
I miss those.
Snover and Helmick. Those were legendary. You remember how Jason said Chihuahua?
Yep.
You know what that actually is?
What?
So I thought Chihuahua, it's like a mountain thing, or I don't know, it's a cultural phrase for a big object. Chihuahua, right? For the curly brackets.
Yep.
It's a chihuahua. It's a chihuahua, dude. Dude, I was thinking this guy was talking like about big rocks or something like that. It's a chihuahua.
Of course, and don't forget binkies.
Binkies, yes. The greater than, or less than, greater than, boom, boom, these.
Yep.
Boom. Yeah. No, I've learned a lot of things. It's funny, you can be around for a while and always learn something new that you might think you should have already known.
Yep. There's always more to learn.
There definitely is. Let's hit up another module. What's another go-to? Burnt Toast is great, though.
Burnt Toast is great. Automated Lab.
Automated Lab, another good one. Hey, Stevie has a Stevie Coaster.
Yeah,
he has a cool little UI that he has for his automated lab
setup. I think Jake helped him a little bit with it, I think.
Yeah, Jake Heldreth? Yeah. Okay. Jake's been getting out there.
Yeah, I know. He's like,
cool.
Went from nowhere now. All of a sudden he has this, can't say too much about his CFP submissions, but he has some really great ones in there.
Yeah.
Stevie snuck one in there too. They're as a joint, so we'll see if that makes it.
Yeah. No, it's been fun to see Jake's rise over the years, and I think I need to talk to him about this, but it's got to be fun too, because it seems like he has a lot more friends who are into the same thing. Just from being out there in the community doing stuff,
right, doing
you kind
things.
of collect people who are like-minded, and all of a sudden your personal life is a little bit better than it was before. I can definitely speak to that. And always encourage people to get out there, ask questions, whether that's online or in chat or wherever you are. Be vocal, get involved in the community, and as you find opportunities to contribute more than just asking or commenting, take advantage of those.
Oh, for sure, yes.
It's always good to remind people that you can accomplish anything in this tech space and in terms of learning new skills if you just take it one step at a time, one small step at a time. So for that being said, a lot of sessions this week. What's your next small step?
Oh, sleep.
Sleep. That's fair.
I have a 5-hour flight home tomorrow, so that's going to be exhausting.
Yes. Well, James Petty, pleasure speaking with you as always.
Yep.
You're +1 on Judd. I have not talked to him this week. So.
Oh, what? Okay, obviously.
Yet. But I'll have to get you again. We already talked about the on-ramp scholarship, so we'll have to talk about that in the future as well.
Perfect.
Awesome. Well, let's get back to the rest of this conference.
All right.
Catch you guys later.
See.
Thanks for listening to the PowerShell Podcast. The PowerShell Podcast is a PDQ production, making device management simple, secure, and pretty damn quick.